Welcome back to What She Says Sports. All right, everybody. So, we are waiting for y'all to see me so I can see myself. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, it's Friday night. You up? That's the topic of conversation tonight. Checking to see if everybody's up. If you saw the thumbnail, that's what we're talking about. So I told you guys that I was on X most of the day. And X is the platform, excuse me, X is a platform where you can get a sense of what's going on because there's a lot of sports. The writers, the journalists, analysts, a few podcasters, a lot of podcasters actually. That's where a lot of people go to get the first breaking news story or the post of what's happening in sports based on what you follow. So when it comes to football and basketball, when people say things, they go to X and they'll just tweet out something. Yeah, it's called X. It's still a tweet though. They'll just tweet out something, right? So we talked on the podcast earlier today, and I dropped the video since we went live that it's obvious, right? We talked about it, that Cleveland made it painfully obvious to fans that Shedeur Sanders is not their option for the future, and that that he's not the priority right now. He's getting the least amount of reps. He's not running with the ones. So it's like they're just holding him. He's just there, right? And I said he's going to be traded. Well, I'm not the only person that feels like he's not going to be there. Check this out. So there's conversations happening and people have talked about it. And on this podcast, I've seen people say it before, and they're only at day 3 of training camp. Fans are ready to return some of the jerseys that they bought with the number 12 on it. As you can see here, one fan is saying it's obvious they're just using Shedeur for merch sales and views. They're anxious to put him on the Cleveland social media sites. They're anxious to talk about him. They talk about him incessantly, yet they have him as a 4th-string QB, least amount of reps. He's not getting a fair opportunity to complete. It's just a toxic situation. The head coach and the GM have created a toxic situation in Cleveland to the point where fans can clearly see what I said is obvious, that he won't be there. So why would anybody want to keep their jersey? In other words, I understand some people are coming out and saying that's why I didn't buy one, because I wanted to see if they were truly going to give him a fair opportunity, and they are not. So fans bought $250 million in jerseys because they believed that what happened to Shedeur in the draft was specific to the draft. But now they see the same thing is repeating itself in Cleveland, devaluing him, having him as a 4th-string QB, not giving him a fair opportunity, giving him the lowest amount of reps, not allowing him to work with the ones. We talked about it earlier today, right? I shared a post that they just are not interested in having him to work with the ones. Oh, you don't need to do that. Oh, that's not for you. It's really discriminatory because you can't say you're holding a QB competition and everybody's getting a fair opportunity, but the best quarterback on the team. Shedeur has proved obvious the best quarterback on the team, and they still won't give him a fair opportunity, which means they only said it was a competition to give him something to compete for that they did not think that he would attain. So as you can see right here, and the reporter that posted this, Daniel Oyefuse, came back out to try to offer some context to the numbers he put out today, that Shedeur was working with the equipment manager. Why? Because it's called blowback. Why the hell is Shedeur Sanders throwing a football to an equipment manager? People are upset about that, and not just fans. See, many people are confused, thinking that only Shedeur Sanders fans cared about Shedeur Sanders. That was until $250 million in jerseys were sold to approximately 2 million people. Now, it's true, he does have 3 million fans and followers, with 1 million hanging back because they either want the number 2 or they don't trust Cleveland. I said I didn't trust Cleveland with Shedeur's career, his safety, and his security. All 3 have actually come into play. His career, They're trying to smother it. His safety, the toxic environment he was in, he was visibly uncomfortable when he first got there. And a little bit after he was there, when they started interviews, he was being antagonized by a reporter. And there's a former NFL player who does media who said, call out the local Cleveland media. People are speaking up on a Friday night when most of these people who for a living or in front of the camera or analysts have moved on to their private lives. When they come back tomorrow to check their phones, they're going to find a swell. They're going to find a swell of commentary with fans wanting to return their jerseys. Return their jerseys, with people calling out the local Cleveland media, with people, podcasters, analysts, and fans realizing after only day 3, they are not serious about Shedeur. Headlines, they're playing in Shedeur Sanders' face. I called it a fake competition for the last 2 days. It's either no competition, they lied to us. The same thing that the facility said when they were taken off the air. They lied to us about Shedeur. And now they're lying in the fans' faces. $250 million in jerseys, and they have him on the bench to sell jerseys. They have him on the bench to get clicks on their little fledgling website. He has 10,000 views on his 15-minute interview at the podium today. Somebody go back and look at day 1 and day 2 and tell me if Flacco and Pickett or anybody else, Myles Garrett or Boitano, if any of them have 10,000 views. They're using him for clicks. That's what it says right here on the screen. Somebody posted a picture of their jersey. I'm just going to return this because it's obvious they're not serious about Shedeur. They're just exploiting him for clicks and for merch sales. Just like he was exploited in the NFL draft for 7.3 million people to gather around and watch. But instead of celebrating him, they chose to humiliate him. And Cleveland is doing the exact same thing. It's deja vu. It's deja vu. At this point, Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, to be honest with you, they have created a toxic environment. They have shown the fans that they lie. They lie. Who was it said everybody was getting a fair opportunity? Who was it that said that? Right? Who was it that said that? Thank you, Clara. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Who was it that said that? Clara says she up. Clara says she up. Okay, Clara, let's see. You up? All right. We got you. We got you. We got you. You up. Okay. So it's just shameful, right? It's just shameful that in only day 3, fans see it. You know why? Because fans really believe they wouldn't have ran out and bought jerseys. Fans wanted to know Shedeur's jersey number right away when they bought all of those jerseys that didn't have a number assigned. They believed it would be a 2. Cleveland threw it on okie doke and gave him a 12. So if you purchased the jersey only early on, there wasn't even a number yet. Of course, everybody thought he would get the 2. He ended up with a 12, and they're like, oh, okay, now they want to return. Now they want to return them. And there is a return policy. There is a return policy. Check your Fanatics receipt. Check the Fanatics website. Check the NFL website. Return them. Return him because they're showing you he's not going to be there. They're showing you that they are not serious about him. They're excluding the best proven quarterback on the ground, which is ugly and it's mean-spirited. We have kids watching this. How do we explain to kids what's happening to Shedeur if he's the best? Right? How do we explain it? You know, they want to have all of these kids camps, but what do you tell those kids who are out there with Shedeur that he's being excluded? He's being bullied. And I don't know why they try to break him because they can't. If they don't want him, why don't you just cut it? Just cut it. That's what fans are saying. My mantra is anywhere but Cleveland. I don't give a damn where it is. Hell, I might consider the New York Giants. That's how bad Cleveland is. And I don't understand what Cleveland's problem is because it's not like they're a good franchise. It's not like they couldn't use a stellar elite QB1 quarterback. It's not like they don't know who he is. Fans want to return their jerseys. Drop in the comments. Can you blame them? Yes or no? Fans want to return their jerseys. Should they? Fans want to return these jerseys that they purchased because they now see that Cleveland is full of shit. That Cleveland has no intentions of Shedeur being there next year because they keep telling everybody they want to get Arch Manning and anybody else. They are showing fans by not developing Shedeur, by having them in the fourth place of a quarterback, and they saw he was the best after mandatory camp ended. So the little fake competition continues. So they lied in our face. There was never any competition. Never any competition. And once Shedeur's gone, they're going to go back to irrelevance. I will not look back. And matter of fact, I probably don't even want to watch the day that Shedeur, whatever team he lands on, beats the crap out of Cleveland in a football game. Can you blame fans for wanting to return their jerseys with the way Cleveland is treating, visibly, publicly treating Shedeur? We saw that they were doing it behind the scenes, but I guess they can't help themselves. So now they want to be public with their toxic behavior. They should be sued. Fans want to return their jerseys. They see Cleveland is playing in Shedeur's face, playing in the fans' face, exploiting him for likes and clicks. Do you blame them? Let me see what y'all are saying. Hey, Willie, how you doing? How you doing? Tina said, I am up. I am up. Hey, Isaiah, how you doing, fam? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? You always keep it real. I mean, we got to do it. We got to do it. We got to do it for Shedeur because nobody else going to do it. But I'm happy to see now former NFL player. I don't know what team he played for. His name is Doc Holliday. He played in the NFL. He was in media. He came out and said the questions they were asking him were ridiculous. He gave examples of questions that they should have been asking. Let's see if I have the video. Give me a second. Let's see if I can get it. So basically, people who are familiar with the media, they're coming out and saying, former NFL players, analysts, that for Cleveland not to find a way to get Shedeur first team reps is a big mistake. Of course, it's a mistake. Or is it? It's intentional because they don't want him there. They weren't happy when he got there. They made him uncomfortable. And now they're showing us they don't want him there, that he won't be there, that he's not valuable to them, that he's not a part of their plan. They clearly don't know how to evaluate talent, because how can you say that you don't want the best quarterback on your team? What else are you going to do? You going to tank and lose for the season so you could get somebody else and try to destroy their career? Arch Manning is not going to Cleveland. I think Nick Saban addressed the return to coaching rumors. I didn't listen to it, but he did address it. That means that the conversation was loud enough that he heard it and he felt the need to address it. I can't see him going to Cleveland with the madness that they have going on there. I just can't see it. But hey, I don't know the man. I don't know the man. Ego makes people do strange things, right? So people are speaking up. Fans want to return the jerseys. Analysts, desk people played in the NFL say it's a mistake for Cleveland not to give Shedeur first team reps or find a way. People are saying on X, please just give him a chance. I'm like, why are we begging? Why are we begging? In fact, Andrew Barrett and Kevin Stefanski ought to be fired in the morning, on the weekend. They have created a toxic environment. Fans want to return jerseys. Former players are saying this shit is ridiculous, telling us we're not seeing what we see, and that's Shedeur Sanders being the best QB that they have. It's like they want to tell us we're not seeing what we see. They give lip service, but what they show you is what they showed you on the night in the green room. We're not happy about him. He doesn't deserve that from them. He doesn't deserve that type of disdain for them. He's never done anything. People praised Shedeur this evening, all this evening when I got off my podcast, praising him for how well composed he was, how well he answered the questions. It makes Cleveland look stupid, and the reporters too. So while I get this video loaded, we're going to talk about Shiloh. Now, Shiloh had a wonderful day. Shiloh had a pass breakup, and it was press and showed him love. He took the opportunity after he did his pass breakup. You know how you run to the side and do his little looking like a He-Man type
staying like he did at UCLA after that big hit. Same thing. So it was a pass breakup. The fans were all right there watching, and he went to the side, threw his hands up, did his little move, and they started cheering. And afterwards, they had security today because it was so many people that wanted to get an autograph from Shiloh. Now, mind you, that's what Cleveland don't want for Shedeur. They don't want to see a swell of fans hanging around waiting for Shedeur. There were fans, but there were more fans in Tampa. There were fans in Cleveland. I didn't understand why I didn't see a lot if those tickets were gone in 10 hours. I saw some stragglers. I didn't see this big group. I saw more people in Tampa on day 1 and day 3 than I saw in Cleveland. So who knows what Cleveland has going on? Who knows what Cleveland has going on? Because they have become the franchise. It's just clownish. Their behavior is toxic. It's clownish. It's abusive. It's exclusionary. It's discriminatory, and it's fraudulent. We're going to give everybody a fair chance. They did not. A fair chance at what? To catch a football? Or a fair chance to develop? Fraudulent. That's fraud. Everybody's going to get a fair chance. We having a QB competition. They're not having no QB competition. If so, Shedeur won it already, and he's still the best. Flacco had a horrible day yesterday and today. I feel like Flacco trying to get out of there. So either he's just naturally bad now, not a surprise, or he wants to get the hell out of there. He don't want to be their go-to. He trying to maybe, I don't know, tank so he could get out of there. Other teams need a quarterback. They said Flacco could go to the Jets, but, Justin Fields told it's day-to-day, so nobody's needed there. But his name came up because he played for them already. Flacco's numbers were horrible 2 days in a row. Quarterbacks dropping like flies. Maybe he want to get the hell out of there. Cleveland, to say it's a mistake to not find first-team reps for Shedeur, to say that is a mistake, is actually a lie. It's not a mistake. It's intentional. They don't want him to get the same type of love from Browns, the what they call the dog pound, that Shiloh got today from Bucs Nation. They love him. He got there, embraced the community embraced them back, showed up to open practice. Everybody want his autograph. Because why? Not just because they want his autograph, but because he balled out. Excellent pass breakup, great celebration. He was interviewed. They asked him about it. He says it's just a part of football, but I get careful. I got to stay on my toes because, the same way they love you, they'll hate you if you don't do what you're supposed to do. So it's just a football play. In other words, he didn't want to make too much of it because what happened at CU. He came back after a broken arm, wanted to come back early, wasn't 100%. He wanted to show up for his team, and it wasn't good, and they trashed him. So he don't want to get caught up in that. So he put it out there. It's just a part of football. This feels great. They asked him about his dad. He said, yeah, he just want to be a good dad and show up. I don't know if he's going to show up in Cleveland. And honestly, I don't even know if he should. Cleveland is just toxic. It's just toxic. It's negligent. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. And that's why people want to return those jerseys. When they bought those jerseys, a lot of people really thought they would get in the 2. They were happy to have it. They kept the 12. They saw Shedeur embrace it. They were like, okay. But now they want to return it because they see he's not going to be there. You only have 90 days, I think, to trade in the jersey if he gets traded. So if he were to get traded, I think you have until 90 days after the trade to get his next team's jersey. Now, I don't know how many days you have from the date of purchase to return it, whether even if he's still on the other team. Seems like you could look that up on the NFL shop. You could look that up on Fanatics. I might look it up tomorrow and post it on my site for anybody that want to return their jersey. I'll help you find the way to how you're supposed to do it, what you need to put in what you need to get a box, do you need to get a bag, what's the address? I will help you. I will help you find a way to return that jersey if that's what you want to do. If you don't have the opportunity to see what the return policy is, if you had a digital receipt, but you can't find the transaction, I will help you. I sure will. I feel like this is my part to help Shedeur because Cleveland is playing in his face and he doesn't deserve that. And now who the hell wants that Browns jersey anyway? How can you be proud of that? Proud of what? Of being toxic? of being toxic. That's what the fans supposed to be proud of. Fans are looking forward to a good season. Cleveland has shown by day 3. It's a lot of more days of training camp. By day 3, oh, this is a farce. This is fraudulent. They not serious about him. They playing in his face. I want to return this jersey. Day 3 of training camp. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski have managed to create a toxic environments that have turned fans off. Maybe because they still see a few fans straggling on the side that they feel okay. Maybe they should look at the Bucs and see how many people were out there. But they don't want that for Shedeur. Some people said tonight they think Shiloh got a better chance of making Tampa than Shedeur got a chance of making Cleveland. What y'all think about that? I happen to agree with that. I happen to agree. But all you got to do is look at their website and see if he on it. Look at not their website, their social media, YouTube. Look at their social media, Instagram, YouTube, and see if he on there with the starters and everybody else. See, they like to have a hierarchy. They like, no, we got to put the starters up here. You got to put the best up there. You got to put who the fans want to see. See, that's what's wrong with these teams. They act like that team. No, you work there. The fans want to see. The fans need to try to find some kind of way to get the Cleveland Browns franchise from these people because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Just like the New York Giants should have fired they top brass over there that messed over Saquon Barkley. Same thing's happening in Cleveland with Shedeur. Elite black talent. Just screwing their careers over. Negligence. Gretchen say, I'm up and I want him out of that team. You know, that's the perfect word for it. That's the perfect word for it. That's the perfect word for it. No, Cleveland should never put his jerseys out. You know why they put it out, right? Because they wanted to make money with it. Return the jersey. Tina say, return it. Return it. I am glad that I did buy my jersey. No, I do not blame them. Yeah, I mean, that's good if you bought one and you want to keep it. But for the people that want to return it, I thoroughly understand. I mean, I get it. Because you telling the fans every single day, he not gonna be here for us. He not a priority right now. I mean, they couldn't even fake it. That's what I'm saying. That's how bad it is. They couldn't even fake it for the sale of the jerseys. That's what I mean when I told y'all, if they really wanted to exploit him or whatever, or make money from him, they would have given him the number 2 jersey. But they so tawdry, they couldn't even fake it and just give him the number 2 jersey to make $300 million, which they probably could have. If they would have gave him the 2, I would be probably sitting here in the damn jersey. I said, I'm not buying that. That is Travis' number. That's exactly how I feel. Travis was drafted in his spot. That is Travis Hunter's jersey number. And look at how they treat him. So maybe they think, well, we didn't cash the check on the jersey. Did they pay Shedeur? When is he going to get his money? So Shemar Stewart signed his contract. I don't know why these guys just either could not all just get the same lawyer and demand guaranteed money and their damn signing bonuses. I don't know why that's so hard. They got them so individualized. Why y'all just didn't use the same lawyer? It was 40 of y'all. 40 of y'all could have used the same lawyer, approached the NFL and with a team of lawyers. 4 lawyers for 40 people. They holding out unless they get their guaranteed money like right now. They want to get their signing bonus right now. So remember when Travis went fishing with Coach Prime? It was to get his signing bonus, which I think was about $31 million. And he wanted it all up front and not spread out over years, which because who does that with a signing bonus? You get a signing bonus when you come work for me. The moment you work for me, I'm going to pay it to you. But if you leave before a year, I'm taking it back. That's rightful. That's corporate. That's cool. That's fair. If I ain't going to be here, then you could take it back. But no, not the NFL. So Shemar Stewart's contract was around $11 million. Number 17th pick, but he was the first round pick, full guaranteed money. So that wasn't his issue. First round contracts have guaranteed money, apparently. If not, he had to fight for his. But it was fully guaranteed. It was the language in the contract that we went over, the very restrictive, suffocating language. Well, guess what? The NFL didn't change the language. But guess what they did do? Out of his signing bonus of $10 million, they decided to give him $500,000 now instead of waiting until December. They could give you $1 million. You already worked for free. They could not give you $1 million for signing and showing up to practice and camp and this, that, and the other until you get to the first game check. They could not pay you your own freaking money. If it's a guaranteed contract, why they couldn't give it to you? So he settled. The language is still there. But remember, other people got the language altered. We talked about it. Remember the player for the Bears? Remember he had the language altered? If I get suspended X, Y, Z times, then you could take this money. Then I lose my guarantees. I'm like, you let them people give you $500,000 when they wanted you to work for free. Luckily, you didn't show up. And now you're going to go to training camp for free until the first game check, which is not preseason, regular season, right? Is that what I think that's what they mean by game check. The first game check, that's September. So why couldn't you just say, hey, who did you use for your lawyer? Let me use them too. And I want $1 million right now instead of December because I'm signing with you right now. I'll put my body on the line right now. I deserve to be compensated right now and not wait till September and December to get a signing bonus when I'm already out here working for you for free. Stop settling. So it's labeled as the NFL one. I mean, yeah, I guess so. That he shouldn't have held out. Let's see if he get retaliated against. I mean, I guess he's going to have to wait and see on that. If they all held out and just gave in for pennies instead of, hey, we were out here working for free for you in this heat. Shiloh said it's 95 degrees with pads on. You mean to tell me if my contract is $11 million and I'm due a signing bonus, you want me to get my signing bonus when the season is over in December? That's being played, bro. You're supposed to get your signing bonus when you show up to work on the first day. And you're not supposed to be working for free. You're obviously not trying out for the team if you're a first rounder. They playing these people and they keep letting it happen. I'm telling you, if Shedeur was in Canada, guess what I saw on my TV the other day? I saw a lineup for some team in Calgary and I saw CFL. I was like, ooh, I might watch this. I'm like, because the NFL is exhausting. Mentally exhausting. Cleveland is toxic, and I want to hold it like this. Like, ooh. Seriously. Like, ooh. Like you don't even want to touch it. Like it's a dead centipede or something you shouldn't be touching. Scorpion. Hey, that's it. Scorpion. That's it. Perfect. Scorpion. But we all recognize God opened the door for Shedeur. We get it. And I want people to understand that's fine, but that does not mean that what they are doing is okay. And we are happy to see Shedeur elevating above the toxicity and thriving, right? But that does not mean we should not hold the Cleveland Browns, Andrew Berry, Kevin Stefanski, and anybody else that's involved, the Cleveland media, accountable. What they are doing, in my opinion, is abusive. There are people who go to jail for abuse. So you should definitely be fired from your job if you're creating a toxic environment. Shedeur Sanders deserves to go to work in a fair environment. I don't know why these people feel like they don't have to conform to federal workplace rules and regulations about creating a non-toxic, non-harassment or harassment-free environment. Letting the media come harass them with stupid questions that is just designed to try to unnerve him. For what? Why do you feel the need to let just these two ask those questions? Nobody else asked those kind of questions. Did y'all have a conversation about this? Because it's the coincidence that nobody else asked the questions. There are no coincidences. Maybe they want him to quit, but they know he have a contract. Oh, maybe they want him to ask for a trade. And then they're going to do him like they did Deshaun Watson. That must be what it is. That must be what it is. They want to put him in an impossible situation. We know you the best. We know you want to start. So you mean to tell me that you think he not good
But you're going to put him in last place because he thinks he's the best? Well, if you don't believe it, why bother? If you don't believe it, why bother? Because you're not fooling none of us. None of us believe he's a 4th-string QB. People wanting to return their jerseys is not a good sign. It means that Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are not good for business. They created this toxic environment. From the day they drafted him, with that look on their faces in the green room, it's not like you didn't pre-draft with him extensively, so why you mad? Why you mad? Was your behavior fraudulent and now you got to see him every day? And when you close your eyes, you still see him because what you did was deceitful? Guilty people. That's a guilty conscience. Andrew Berry has disdain for Shedeur after he pre-drafted for him extensively. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Fans see it. They're like, what the hell is his problem? See, I think I've come to the conclusion that the NFL thinks that fans don't know what's going on around the league because we only pay attention to one team. I have never done it, except for maybe when I lived in New Orleans. That's it. Once I started seeing how things really work, right? It's different when you little. You just go along with what your family do, right? But when you get to an age, you think for yourself and you can see for yourself and you like, then you read, right? You learn. That's not right. For a lot of people, that was Colin Kaepernick. For a lot of people, that was Colin Kaepernick. And here they are again. They love to collude. Man, I'm like, are you just not tired? Are you just not tired of colluding? Because Jesus, just let the people play football. That's all the fans want to see. We don't even matter. We don't even matter. They want to tell us, yeah, we know he good. 1968, Marlon Briscoe, point blank period, the Denver Broncos. He had a stellar rookie season as a quarterback. We don't want you to be our quarterback in 1969. If you stay, we want you to be a defensive back. He didn't want to give up his dream of being a quarterback because he was a good one and he was successful. So he had to request a trade from the team. Maybe that's what they want Shedeur to do. Shedeur know he's supposed to stay there till God open that door. And the longer Shedeur is there, the more they get exposed. So Shedeur, you stay right there. Because if God open that door in the draft, he definitely going to open to get up out of there when we finally see them for the frauds that they are. And hopefully all them damn Cleveland fans stay home. They're already fighting with the city about moving the team out the city that's named after the city of Cleveland. That's what needs to happen. People want to return them jerseys. Cleveland fans need to stay home. Like, when they going to get upset? How is it everybody else is upset? Are they not upset? Are you not tired of being played in your face? Cancel them goddamn season tickets. Y'all got a winning quarterback. They want to make him 4th string. Just like Marlon Briscoe. Yeah, we know you good, but we don't want you. Because he's black. Not a coincidence, people. Not a coincidence. Look at Cleveland's track records with black quarterbacks. Just start with Deshaun Kaiser. Abysmal. Abysmal. Let me see what y'all are saying in here. Just abysmal. So people want to talk around the situation. Now, let's call it what it is. What is Cleveland's track record with black quarterbacks? If it's abysmal, it explains why they think they could kick on Deshaun Watson every day after they gave him back all of his money. And why they think they can hold Shedeur back to 4th string because they fans still going to show up anyway, even though they have the best quarterback on the team, not developing him. And if they trade him and lose, are the fans still going to show up? So that's going to be a strategic trade, right? I guess we're going to have to keep him to see to make sure we get off on a good foot. We don't give a damn about him learning somebody else's system. We're going to hold him hostage until we see that Flacco, Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel can get it done for us because we don't want to get in trouble. Well, maybe not treat him. Maybe just not be evil.
right? Maybe just not be evil. How about that? But they don't seem like they could do that. It seems like they have to mistreat him when there's been no sign of anything that he mistreated them. You're supposed to treat people the way that you want to be treated. They have upset these fans on a Friday night to people are up talking about this when they could be doing other things. This is what they are talking about. Shedeur is getting praise. They are not. So that means what? Their plan is backfiring. That's exactly what that means. Their plan is backfiring. And they still gonna keep on with it. At some point, when do you wise up and realize, okay, we are clearly not in control here? This young man said he is a child of God and we are down here trying to throw him in the trash. At what point do you stop and realize you're not going to win this fight? Cleveland fans need to stay home. It said, I am glad I did buy my jersey. No, I do not blame them. Yep. It said, nope, I don't blame them either. Roger said he don't blame them. Tina, nope, I don't blame them. Just printing my return label. Whoa. Evelyn says she printed her return label. She is sending that back. Them jerseys were $130. Miss Evelyn, if you want to share how much you pay for your jersey, feel free to drop it in the chat. If it was $130, imagine taking $130 to celebrate somebody's future success because you know he's going to be successful because he's successful where he go. And then the people there mistreat him. Pretend like he's not the best. Intentionally hold him back. Let the reporters antagonize him. Interesting. Send it back. Send the jersey back. Send it back. Miss Evelyn say she printed her return label. While we on the live, get yours together too. And let fanatics call and ask, what the hell is wrong in Cleveland that people are returning these damn jerseys? Yes. Send it back. Send it back. We don't know if Shedeur, how much money he was going to get anyway. And when he was going to get it. Hell, knowing them is 5 years from today. It's probably 5 years from today. We don't really know now, do we? Agreed. Up doing a tea and a study break. I can't tolerate how they are treating Shedeur. Right. It's just the draft all over again. I am tired of Cleveland and I was born there. Wow. Oh, you were born there, Clara, and was only down because of Shedeur. I believe it. I believe it. As they should. Return them jerseys. Return them. Return them. College Bound said, up with you, Queen. All right. It said he's tired of the bull junk too. Yep, he is. He gonna be good though. He gonna be good. I'm waiting on somebody to have the damn courage to pick up that phone after they probably gonna have to talk to somebody else because I told you there's a moratorium on getting him. Somebody gonna get in there. Somebody gonna do the right thing. I don't know who it is. I'm not telling you when it's gonna be. I'm telling you it's going to be. Because if enough of them jerseys get back, I don't know if I can count on the Cleveland fans to stay home. They should. That first game, people like, well, I want to see him play in the preseason. Okay, fine. Go to the 3 preseason games. Then you're going to want to go to the Cincy game. Then you're going to want to go to the next game. Sometimes you got to make the sacrifice. Sometimes you got to show up for other people. Return them damn jerseys, especially if there was $130 a piece. Let fanatics call up the Cleveland Browns and say, what the hell is happening that people are sending this damn jersey back? Because they see how y'all treating Shedeur. Y'all better stop. If you bought it from the NFL shop, send it back there too. Let them ask. Let the NFL get on Cleveland. Somebody need to do something. And it's got to be the fans. And if Cleveland fans just got to go to the game, then 2 million people bought jerseys. 2 million people bought jerseys. See, the problem is they feel like when it comes to the players, the money is enough to seduce them that they're willing to sell their soul. Well, the fans, we can't be like that. We can't be like that. We have to show up for the players because arbitration not going to do it. Right? Arbitration is just not going to do it. Flacco is tired of the bull jump. Who? Flacco? I think he is too. I think that's why he's not playing well. Personally, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think what happened to Will Levis is he don't want to be involved. That's it's not a coincidence these quarterbacks dropping like flies. Will Levis, they said it on like the first day when they went in the mandatory camp. They said he looks so defeated. See, I thought about this. I said, okay, with Kirk Cousins speaking out, it's the first time we hear. I was saying this earlier. You have the black players being held back 9 times out of 10. Most times they trying to pit like Andrew Berry against Shedeur, both black men, right? Using Andrew Berry, his melanin, to take down Shedeur. That clears their conscience. Oh, it ain't racist because he black. That's what that is. That's what that is. Then you have Deshaun blocking Shedeur. You have them trying to give Reggie Bush. They trying to give Vince Young Reggie Bush's Heisman. So that tells you that this is an old practice. Just like the Broncos telling a successful rookie QB, Marlon Briscoe, we don't want you to be our quarterback because they don't want a black quarterback. Is that what's Cleveland's problem? Because that's what it's given. 17-32. 17-32. And because Andrew Berry is black, well, you can't say it's racist. Yes, the hell I can. Black people hold up white supremacy. What we talking about here? Uncle Tom? Ruckus, pick one. Hell, now they say RG3 is Ruckus. That he's become the new face of Ruckus from Boondocks. Yes, black people can hold up white supremacy. They got to get somebody to do it so their hands can appear to be clean, but they're not. This your organization. You let it run amok. So you are responsible. Send them damn jerseys back. Enough that fanatics in the NFL call up Cleveland and say, I don't know what the hell y'all doing, but you need to stop. But they should already know what you're doing. I know the NFL know. I know the NFL know. Fanatics might know. They might know. They should know. Hell, it's all over social media on a Friday night. People saying, please give him a chance. I'm not begging Cleveland to do shit. I want you to do it anywhere but Cleveland. Andrew Berry and Stefanski should be fired tomorrow on a Saturday. If they can sign Travis' contract on a Sunday, they can fire both of them on a Saturday for creating a toxic workplace. And we're witnessing this. But that seems to be the fun part for them. Oh, he wants to start. No, you know he's good enough to start. So you think holding him back from something he's good at is going to tear him up inside. But no, it's not. It's just showing us that you a jackass. That's what it's showing us. That you're a jackass. That you're racist. And that you, Andrew Berry, are allowing yourself to do the dirty work for white supremacy. But go ahead on. Because karma ain't going to never forget your address. Send them damn jerseys back. Get your money back. If you want to give it to Shedeur, then. If you just want Shedeur to get some money, give it directly to them so they don't get so they don't get a cut of it. Hell, cash app him or start a GoFundMe or find a way to get it to him. But give it to him directly instead of giving it to them. And they gonna get $250 million and he gets 10, 12, or 15. He should get 25 at minimum. They're not giving him a fair opportunity. So they want to play in our face, talking about everybody gonna get a fair opportunity to do what? Throw to the equipment managers? I'd be damn. And they think fans gonna sit there and take that? I said no. 2 million people. That's why I did the math. 2 million people bought them jerseys. So if it takes 2 million people to send them back, then maybe we'll get some type of action and some type of accountability. Because that's all they understand. Dollars and cents. Cleveland Browns are going to do Shedeur like they did Bill Belichick when he was their head coach. You see what Belichick did with the Patriots and how many Super Bowls he had and his teams win. They just terrible with talent. They terrible with talent. It's just ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It should not be allowed. This has been going on far too long. That's why I said they should be sued for career negligence because this is ridiculous. Imagine you get a new job and instead of developing you, they holding you back. You should be able to go to somebody and you can because, you know, remember, there's workplace rules. Now, maybe they think somebody too busy to pay attention. I don't know. But that's what happened when people keep getting away with collusion. Eventually, you get caught, though. Eventually, you're going to get caught. because everybody don't need to use an arbitrator. They maybe can get away with collusion in-house because that whole arbitration thing. On the outside, unless they didn't change the rules, if you download the NFL app, you got to use an arbitrator because that's what Disney did. Then that's when it's going to screw it up for the people on the outside. But as of right now, you can still sue with the lawyer and go to court. And that should be the way it is. So be careful if you download or buy any season tickets or real tickets or whatever. Read the fine print. It is toxic from the top down. Pickett is not going to make it, and neither will Gabriel. I don't think neither one of them want to be there. I feel like Flacco is like, please get me out of here. His numbers are atrocious. I think Flacco, I feel like he's taking a dive. I feel like he's taking a dive. Like, I'm not trying to be in this. Remember, Kirk Cousins was already complaining. They lied to me. Like, they misled me. I would have stayed in Minnesota. Will Levis, he's looking defeated because they making Cam compete with him. So what I'm saying is, essentially, you have the white QBs that they use against the black QBs speaking up, getting injured. I don't want to be a part of that. Why I want you to use me like that? Why do I want you to use me to stop a black guy? What year do you think this is? I don't want that to come out and people say I went along with that. That's why I said they couldn't draft anybody. They had to get certain people because you want people to go along with it. But Kirk Cousins speaking out, I was like, oh, okay, let us go ahead, talk. I don't think it was up to you that you left Minnesota, but I don't think he liked being pitted against. That's what they was doing to Will Levis. Now he injured. That's what they was doing to Daniel Richardson. Now he injured. Just bad luck. Bad luck. More white QBs speak out. Look, don't use me like this. Don't use me to stop a black man's career. Because that's what it is. Too many times. Not all the time, but a lot. Josh Allen, when he go to sleep at night, he ought to hear Lamar Jackson is really the MVP. Why he didn't say nothing? You know, you could have said, thank you for this trophy, but I want to share this with Lamar Jackson. You could have did that. But they were happy he didn't. And they want more people like him. The moment these white QBs get tired of being pitted against and made to look like a fool to compete with somebody that's better than them, and they get hurt or they miserable inside, maybe like Kirk Cousins, more of them will speak up. That's exactly what happened in the WNBA. Caitlin Clark finally said it. The WNBA is built on the backs of black women, and then it got mad with her. It don't matter now. She's the cash cow. I'm like, anybody could be the cash cow if you advertise. We wouldn't know she was over there if you didn't tell us, just like everybody else. The NFL and the WNBA got the same problem. The face of the league. They don't want Shedeur to be the face of the league. All the love Shedeur was getting from the fans today. People lining up. So they said people were out there yesterday. They came back again today. They had security with so many people. They don't want that in Cleveland because it's for Shedeur. But yet they want it on social media with 10,000 views. So wait a minute. You want him to benefit your social media for views and your merch for your cut of the jersey sales. But you don't want it to benefit him, to motivate him, to encourage him. Now, that's just evil. That's just selfish, wicked, and evil. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski should be fired tomorrow morning. If 2 million people send them goddamn jerseys back, they going to get fired. Somebody going to get fired. I don't know who it's going to be, but I'm going to start with Andrew Berry. And he ought to know why. Lots of tax money. Yep. What you say? Loss of tax money. What does that mean? It's that fire Andrew Berry. Right. That's how people need to start chanting on on social media. Everybody just need to be posting and reposting fire Andrew Berry because he has created a toxic workplace. Yes, and they are going to pay for all their dumb. Yes. Yeah. Tina said maybe there's a reason for Coach Prime not going to Cleveland. He sees the facade. Might be something going on behind the scenes. I think it had everything to do with Boo Carter, but that's the beauty of God. That only God can multitask like that. You know what? Go ahead on and go back to Colorado. Maybe that's why they all had the same number of reps today. They were getting ready for open practice. Let's see if tomorrow or Monday, I think they resume on Monday, right? When they resume practice, let's see if it's a closed practice. They have 8 open practices. We just had one. It looks sparse to me, but that could be the view I saw. I'm not going to say it was, but the one that Shiloh had, it was people. And they were cheering for Shiloh. They don't want that. Maybe that's why it was sparse. Maybe they were the ones that got the tickets, so don't nobody else get them. I ain't seen no black people, but, I could have missed it. Not one. I don't know. I didn't have time to investigate. This is BS. Yep, that it is. That's exactly what it is. That's why fans want to return their jerseys, because they are like, look here. And you know what? People were so happy to get their jerseys. So a lot of people bought those jerseys and they didn't even know what Shedeur Sanders' jersey number was going to be. That's how much faith they had in this to work. They expected what happened in the draft was over with. No, it is not. Cleveland is terrible with QB talent. And I think black QB talent in particular seems to be worse. Deshaun Kaiser will always be the horrible example. And now I can put Shedeur Sanders next to Deshaun Kaiser, which is why I want Shedeur Sanders the hell out of Cleveland. They let Deshaun Kaiser go 15-0. He was a true developmental QB. They drafted in the second round and wanted to make their franchise QB. So they wanted to get a good quarterback, a developmental quarterback for cheap, and turn him into an elite QB1. So they wanted to take a true developmental second round QB, which is a backup, and make him a first year starter. And when it didn't work out, did they take him out? No. They let him publicly struggle 15-0. Who does that? That's negligence. To embarrass and humiliate him. Lamar Jackson. They wanted him to switch to wide receiver. They wanted Marlon Briscoe to switch to defensive back. That was in 1968 with Marlon Briscoe. Hell, it was 2018 with Lamar Jackson. You still doing this? You still mad because black players want to be quarterbacks? So you make their lives hell? That's all Cleveland is doing. Making Shedeur life hell because he's a quarterback. They probably got all them tickets themselves, so people didn't show up and cheer on for Shedeur. We're going to see. There's 8. So when the second one happens, we're going to see. If anybody is Cleveland, let me know if you can get your hands on some tickets. I heard they all gone. Now I want to know who bought them, because I didn't see a lot of people. But again, it was only one video. Maybe there's some other ones out there that show a whole lot of people and a lot of joy. I didn't see that today. Surprisingly, I only saw 1 or 2 12 jerseys. I find that very hard to believe out of 2 million. Very hard. Gretchen said, I blame their union for not protecting them better. Now, I agree with that. They said the FBI is investigating, but Cleveland is still bold enough to act a fool. So that means they're not scared. Or they didn't think this. I don't think they think much through. I don't think they think things through. I really don't. When do the teams finalize their roster? There's a date. Somebody could look it up. I think it's the end of August. The end of August, maybe the last preseason game. I'm not sure. I'd have to look it up. Doesn't each team have a player representative? Yeah, but I don't know what good it does. I would think that they do. They do have a union, but I don't know. It doesn't seem to be efficient. They know these guys are desperate, naive, ignorant, and don't have decent representation to guide them. I mean, they all got lawyers these days. They're coming out of school with NIL money. They ain't broke. I just don't understand why Shamar Stewart would hold out as long as he did for $500,000 when they owe him 10. Why you just didn't say, give me $1 million right now? I'm out here working for free in the heat, and then you can send me the rest in September. I don't know. Most lawyers will tell you, ask for $1 million. Just ask for $1 million. Some lawyers will tell you, ask for $2 million and give them a reason to tell you no. Facts. What? Wynette, I don't know what you're saying. We talked about that behind closed doors on the members live stream. You should be able to see it, Wynette. I think you're still a member. You should be able to see it. It was a good conversation. It said, does Shedeur's situation remind you of any movie that you've watched? I'm sure if I think through the recesses of my mind. Which movie is it, Miss Pamela? Let us know. Anderson Smith said, keep speaking the truth and doing your research. We really need you. Keep working, lady. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Anderson, for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Keep throwing to the equipment staff, Shedeur. Facts. Because he just auditioning. Today, tomorrow, he's auditioning. They would have tried to lock Shedeur up. What? What happened, Clara? What'd you say? Oh, if something had happened? Yeah, nah, it's not going to happen like that. Yeah, Shedeur's coming out like roses, and now they look like tawdry trash that they are. They do. They look like a bunch of clowns. All of this BS over football because of their insecurities. Yep. 46 people hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button for me, please. Thank you, Political Lil. Thank you so much. Gretchen Oglesby. Oh, she say she done. Yep, hit the like button for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just take a minute and hit the like button. Just take a minute, look at it, and make sure the like button is pressed. But, you know, Shiloh had a good day. I think he gonna be good in Tampa if Tampa not on that BS too. Now, some teams quiet with it, right? Cleveland is public with it. Again, they don't think things through. A lot of teams will be quiet with it because they don't want no consequences. They see the fans in the city like Shiloh, so I'm not gonna be out here publicly letting the world know we don't want him. We just gonna let him know at some point it's just not enough room for him because they already did. But he out here balling out. He looks good, and the city likes him. Why would you go against that? Why would you go? Most business people would not. They like, he's popular and he's good, or he's good and he's popular. He's good first. He's exciting to watch. He's fun to watch play. He's good. He's effective. And he's popular. The city loves him. They showing up for him. Why would you go against that? And don't tell me nothing about Coach Prime. You want people to think it's about Coach Prime. Coach Prime is not over there in Cleveland, so you cannot use that excuse. Matter of fact, maybe that's why it was good he didn't go to Cleveland. See how that works? God was like, go ahead on and deal with this situation here. You got a recruit waiting for you. Unofficial visit. That's why maybe he wasn't in Cleveland. You can't say nothing about Coach Prime. He ain't even been there. And when he was supposed to be, he had to go back to see you. So, tell that lie to somebody else. Stefanski and Barry, and let me be very clear, Andrew Barry and Stefanski should be fired tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Saturday, the next Saturday. The point is, don't wait till a business day. Do it immediately. And watch how the team thrives, because they both are holding down the opportunity to win. So what? The both of y'all want to lose? There are veterans that want to win. You would think there are veterans that like, I ain't coming back here until you get him out here because he's the best that we have. Just like the Saints players said, what? Can y'all get us Jameis Winston? Because we need somebody. The players. That's what Cleveland needs to do. But some of them just too scared to speak up. So a player's wife had to do it. Ain't that something? See, that's what happens. If you have guaranteed contracts, you can have a voice. That's why they don't have no voice, because they scared they're going to lose their non-guaranteed contracts. They going to get rid of you anyway. Either your age going to max you out, or you're going to be, if they don't like you, or they just want to run these young players from the age of 21 through 28. They talking about Lamar Jackson age. He said, I'm only 28. I'm just getting started. That means they ready for him to go. They like, by 32, you got to go. He probably going to end his career on one team. And not because they want him there, but because they colluding against him. They already asked what team you want to go to. I bet if the fans knew that, they'd be like, what? Yup. What team you want to go to? They'd rather trade him than give him a guaranteed contract. That means they didn't want to win with him. And I said that. I said after that Baltimore game, Lamar Jackson need to ask himself, what? Do y'all want to win a Super Bowl with me? That's a fair question. That's a fair question. Do these lawyers have their best interests? That's a good question, because I don't know who they have. I don't know why when you realize it was 40 people, why y'all just didn't band together? You had more power. You could have got what you wanted. But doing it one by one and in the dark and quiet, I don't know. It's baffling to me. But the WNBA, you see how the WNBA band together. The WNBA band together. They even said it. Now the WNBA, these ladies stick together. They said they had a meeting about their CBA. They needed chairs from other places. 40 people were in and outside showing up for what's important. But 40 people in the NFL held out. They couldn't work together to get one law firm to represent them and lean on the NFL to finally get guaranteed contracts. They let it go case by case basis, one by one, which keeps them individuals. They're going to be like it was in the 70s when you weren't allowed in your place of work, employment to talk about how much money you made. It's public knowledge. Now it's on the internet. They want to keep everything a secret. That's why they don't want cameras in Cleveland. That's why they don't want Shedeur recording. They're trying to suffocate his celebrity. Well, you ain't going to be able to do that. You're going to get these jerseys back. That's what you're going to get. You're going to get these damn jerseys back. I'm happy to see these people want to return the jersey, to be honest. Hell, send the money to Shedeur directly. He deserves it. Oh, no, I was typing something and it went on. Oh, okay. They are just scared to play Shedeur against the top teams. Let me tell you what they're going to do. I said, and they might do it to Dylan Gabriel. I don't even know if y'all paying attention. First, it was trying to pull Dylan away from Shedeur, trying to say, we want Dylan every day. Now, they just sent Dylan to the podium with Shedeur. You know what somebody said in our comments a couple of days ago? They said, do you know how embarrassing it is that Shedeur Sanders, the supposed 5th round QB, is better than the 3rd round QB? I'm like, yeah, they playing in Dylan face too. Yep. So we can't single out Shedeur. So we got to give you what we give him. I know Dylan like, what they got to do with me? Oh, yeah, we can't look discriminatory. So I'm going to need to screw you too. Remember, we got you in the 3rd round. You good, right? Shedeur, the guy, I hope I have that video. The guy said Shedeur has the attitude for gratitude. I'm like, yes. Don't say humble because that's crap. The attitude for gratitude. That's facts. He does. He actually is has a good attitude despite like I learned a long time ago, a teaching was do the right thing even when the wrong thing is happening. He still has a positive disposition and a great attitude. He's still grateful to be there for his blessing because he knows there are people that want to be in his spot. That eats them alive that they can't get at him. So let's see how long they keep trying. The longer he there, the more they're going to get exposed because they seem to be stuck on stupid and don't know when to quit. I'm not the only person who knows people want to return their jerseys. There are people that I don't know that want to return their jerseys. Did I know Evelyn was putting the label on hers? No. So there are others. She's a representative sample along with this post that people want to return these damn jerseys because they are tired. And now they see in day 3 of camp that Shedeur is not Cleveland's future and he's not their present. That they're using him for clicks and to make money off these damn jerseys. But if they were smart, they would have gave him the number 2. But I think Cleveland was going to probably try to switch up the number because they said, the number could change. Imagine that. They'd have made all this money off the 12 and then they want to run it with the 2 and they still treating him like this. Well, I guess don't nobody want your jersey, Shedeur. That's why I'm glad people already ran them up. Now get your money back. Hell, send it to Shedeur. I'm serious. They don't deserve a cut of it. That jersey is selling not because it says Cleveland Browns. That jersey is selling because Shedeur is him. That's why it's selling. And he deserves at minimum 10% of that. Now the manufacturer deserves some because they made it and the shippers because they shipped it. But no, he deserved more money than that. They were showing Shedeur throwing passes today. These people are what they call camp bodies. They're not going to even be on the team. Daniel Uyefuse came back and said, well, they didn't have enough people because they moved some of the other people to go with the ones. So they left Shedeur to throw to the equipment managers. I'm like, oh, y'all trying to play in his face for real. You trying to hurt his feelings and embarrass him. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So I'm going to continue keep being the voice. So y'all can know what's going on. So y'all can know that they playing in his face. Just like they probably playing in Russell Wilson's face, but we gonna see. Their backs might be up against a wall because their job's on the line up there. That's what need to happen. The GM is holding out for Arch Manning. He is not getting Arch Manning. Arch Manning is not going to Cleveland. Who would allow that? Hell, Jackson Dart is in New York because of the Manning family, because of the Ole Miss connection to the Mannings. If Arch Manning chose to go to UT instead of Ole Miss like the rest of his family, well, I know the other one went to Tennessee. He chose to go to UT, who's a bit more progressive than Tennessee, obviously, and Ole Miss, definitely. Which means he can dictate where he want to go. One, he's not coming out of school yet. And two, when he does, it will not be to Cleveland unless that's where he want to go, and I doubt it. I doubt it very seriously. And if they thinking because this is orange, UT orange, that's not even the same orange. I don't even know why they would think that. That sounds like a lie, just like Shedeur going to the Giants. Gretchen says she's still upset about them drafting him late. Facts. I know that broke his heart, but glad he not showing it. I think the lesson for Shedeur is, remember, this not your father's NFL. The people that you knew with your dad, it was tough for him, but he wasn't a quarterback. See, it's different. They make quarterbacks' lives hell. It's not that they hell to a different standard. Because first of all the quarterbacks that come in are a certain way anyway. Lamar Jackson probably the only one I know that wears his hair like he wears his hair. Shedeur does too. Sometimes, and not all the time, right? They want to make these quarterback lives hell. That's all they doing to Shedeur. That's why Shiloh is having a good time in Tampa. That's why LeJohntay is well received in Baltimore. And that is why Jimmy Horn Jr. is the face of the Carolina Panthers, if you ask me, because they can't get enough of him. Shedeur is being held back because not just because he's a black quarterback, but because he's a black quarterback that is uber popular and will be the face of everything. He has the same partnerships that they do. Nike and Gatorade and Bose and this, that, and the other. Beats or whatever. They know he's good. They know he's popular. But they can't control that. They don't want him to outshine them. That ain't his fault. Then why did you pre-draft with him at all? Why did you draft him if you didn't want quarterbacks like Shedeur in February? The draft wasn't until April. You could have disinvited him. All I saw them do is make a mockery of him in the draft, and that's what they doing in Cleveland. And I'm not just going to just sit here. I said I wasn't going to watch that happen no more. Send them damn jerseys back. And Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski need to be fired on a Saturday. That's how urgent it is. If it ain't tomorrow, then next Saturday we'll do. Because they have created a toxic environment and they lied to the fans and they playing in that young man's face. The GM have their eye on 2026 draft. Cleveland should not be allowed to draft another quarterback for 40 years. They have had 40 quarterbacks at starters. That is ridiculous. That's why they're horrible. You have no stability. The only thing they have stability with is holding Shedeur back, not giving him enough reps, and not letting him work with the first team. Somebody celebrated. Well, Shedeur got a legit shot to work out with the tools. He already worked out with the tools. Why you not asking when the hell is he going to work out with the ones? So we done made it all the way back to the same question. When the hell is he going to work out with the ones? They doing exactly what they did between OTAs and mandatory minicamp, holding him back so they could have the excuse. Yeah, we didn't see him with the ones, so he not going to be able to play and start. But then if they want to embarrass him, they're going to put him out there with a team that they think he going to lose against, and it's going to be another black quarterback. Lamar. Let's see. Dylan, we don't want to embarrass you. Let Shedeur go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Shedeur will be playing Cincinnati, and Barry and Stefanski is going to eat crow. Yeah, I want to see that. Yeah, only because the other two can't. Or the other three can't. Hey, they might put him out there with Joe Burrows, but he going to have fun with that. Joe Burrows is somebody that he admires as a QB. So, he liked Joe Burrows' style of play or whatever. So there you go. Mary Kay needs to be fired as well. Right. That's what what's his name? Doc Holliday. He played for the NFL. He was a reporter. That's what he said. He was in the media. He said the local media is terrible. He said they need to be held accountable. I guess I have to show her because for whatever reason it's not uploaded. So I have to show it tomorrow. All right, y'all. We're gonna get out of here. I just wanted to come on here and share the latest that social media is up on a Friday night. People are sending back their jerseys. You can see it right here on the screen. Y'all say y'all don't blame them. I don't blame them either. Hit the like button for me on the way out. I appreciate y'all for hanging out. Some people will have to see the replay later. But you know, Shiloh had a good day, so we celebrate that. But Shedeur, Cleveland has pissed off the fans. They want to return their jerseys. Let's see how many of them go back. If you ask me, the Cleveland Browns fans ought to stay home till Cleveland get it together and start canceling season tickets. That's what needs to happen. They need to start canceling them season tickets. Sending back jerseys, canceling season tickets. That ought to get it done. All right, y'all. We're going to get out of here. Thank y'all for being up with me. You up. Thank you for being up with me tonight. And like I said, I'll keep y'all posted on like what's happening. Make sure your notifications are on. So what I'll do is just go live. If anything happens over the weekend, I kind of doubt it because it's kind of quiet. So, but we'll be back tomorrow night just to kind of recap and see what's going on. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Send them jerseys back. If you need an address, email me. I get it for you. But you should be able to go to Fanatics or the NFL shop or wherever you bought it. Look up their return policy. Make sure you get the right address and make sure you get a tracking number. Make sure you get a tracking number and you get a way to track the status of it to make sure it got back there and stay on top of it till you get your money back in your account. All right. I'm going to say goodnight. Thank y'all so much for supporting What She Said Sports. We're on the way to 10,000. So make sure you hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe if you're new to hanging out with us tonight. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching What She Said Sports. Good night. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Be sure to join our daily live stream and listen up to What She Said Sports on the go on Spotify. Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Stay for another video.